Hey guys, Alexandre Mantovani here, also known as Cavalito, and today we're going to go through a hand I played on 888 Live Madrid last year that I managed to get max value with the nuts. That's always great. So let's get into it. So I remember this hand was early on day 2, I think it was the second level, and I have pocket jacks on the cutoff, so that's a standard open, not much to say about it. I'll stop the hand when I get 3-bet because there's some relevant information about this specific opponent that basically drives the way I approach the entire hand. Player on the small blind, he has a huge stack and he has ace-9 offsuit. I have been playing with him for a bit over 1 hour, and basically I saw that when he called, he had a hand like a suited connector, he had like pocket pairs, that kind of stuff. And he was very 3-bet happy. So I saw him 3-betting queen jack offsuit, I saw him 3-betting king jack offsuit, king 10 offsuit. So basically like offsuit Broadway combinations were the hands that he picked to 3-bet. That's the reason why I approached the hand the way I did, from the pre-flop until the river. You can see that he's thinking about it with ace-9 offsuit, and he decides to go for the 3-bet. I think the play is standard. You can 3-bet this hand sometimes, you can call sometimes, whatever you think about. He picked a sizing that wasn't that big. He 3-bet to 20K, so about 3 times my raise. And here comes my first decision. So since I know this player 3-bets a wide range, if I 4-bet in any way, like you can 4-bet this hand small, you can jam, you can do whatever you want besides fold. But when I know this player has offsuit combinations of bluffs, when I jam here, I'm gonna miss value a lot because his bluffs have only 30% equity versus my hand, and I do have position. And when he has a strong hand, because even though he's 3-bet happy, he's gonna have strong hands sometimes, I'm dead. So I think that flatting here versus this particular player profile is the best option, and that's what I decided to do. I take my time, but eventually I'll call. I was considering my options here, and I decided to call just because it was versus this player. I think that the standard play, cutoff versus small blind, this stack depth is just like 4-betting or jamming, but calling versus this player profile is probably higher EV. And we take a very connected flop. It is Jack 9-8 flush draw. This is where the hand gets interesting because I have top set in position and the SPR is not that big. So when he bets here, the standard would be just call, like slow play, trap. Basically, his range has bluffs that connect with his board, so he's gonna have king 10, queen jack, king queen, those kinds of hands that connect with his board. He's also aggressive. I don't think that he missed this board at all with his 3-betting range. And also, when he has a strong hand like queens plus, he does want to fast play those as well because the board is very connected. So even I had top set and the stack to pot ratio wasn't that big, I decided to go for a tiny raise, kind of. I ended up raising. I'm not proud to say, but I misclicked the sizing. It was supposed to be 40K and I did 45. So he thinks about it because it's a very committing raise. He has the ace of hearts, so on his side, he probably has to continue with this hand. And also, when I call his 3-bet, I'm gonna have a couple of suited cards, I'm gonna have flush draws, I'm gonna have hands that contain a 10 that want to get in. I don't think that he is supposed to fold much. And also I can have just random king queen that is trying to like bluff with equity and then figure out. The turn is the best card on the deck. It is the 9 that pairs the board and also also completes the flush. So at this point, he checks and I decide to quickly check back. I mean, the pot is 160K. And I have 73K behind, so my stack is 40% of the pot. I can get it in regardless, right? I kind of want him to either bluff the stuff that he missed, like his king 10s, king queens, that kind of stuff, right? And I don't think he's gonna fold with his value range regardless. So if he has queens plus or a 9, like 10-9 or something like that, I decided to check back the turn. And then on the river, he checks again. I look way too serious when I play. Eventually I go all in. I leave 1 chip behind because whatever, like I felt like it. There's no like professional super reason about it that I can save my tournament life when I'm bluffing and no, there's no professional reason. I just decided to do it at that time. He basically has a hand that he has to call every single time because he has trips and he has the nut flush blocker. So he blocks a big part of my value range. And also I'm not supposed, quote unquote, to have jacks. And I can value bet here, I think, ace jack plus when he goes for the double check. Like, I can find a value bet with king of hearts jack sometimes, so I think that he kind of has to call. So that was the hand. You guys let me know, how would you play that? How would you play pre-flop, on the flop? Would you ever raise? Let me know your thoughts, and I hope you like it, and I hope I can make a deep run again. See you next time.